fabricate great works at once magnificent and impossible. On desert sands, from mountains of stone, a pyramid. From flying buttresses alone, a wall of light. Chapel ceiling screaming, one man's ecstasy, one man's ecstasy. Miracles them all, China's endless wall, Stonehenge, the Parthenon, the Duomo, the aqueducts of Rome. We did not attempt to make with mammoth blocks of stone a giant pyramid. No, not a pyramid. Nor Gothic walls that radiate with light. Our task was to dream upon and then create a floating city. Floating city. A human metropolis. A complete civilization. Sleek and fast. At once a poem and the perfection of physical engineering. At once a poem and the perfection of physical engineering.
How did they build Titanic near 1,000 feet in length? Huge beyond past endeavor, strong beyond mortal strength. 46,000 tons of steel, 11 stories high. She's a great palace floating, quiet as a lullaby. Fare thee well, my darling, I'll be back before a fortnight has passed. Fare thee well, my darling, I'll be back before a fortnight has passed. Barrett, stoker off the Baltic Fleet, look out off the Majestic.
Harold Bride, wireless operator for Marconi International Communication Company.
There she is, towering high, broad and grand, ship of dreams, sailing day, morning bright, take your flight, ship china dishes, and 20,000 crystal drinking glasses. Titanic.
What would all countries vote on Titanic?
Soon to be underway, sighs and speed unexplored, and I'll be aboard that ship of dreams.
Captain Smith has never been a final warning to say. Never quite like this, Mr. Weasley. Never quite like this one, sir. Mr. Andrews has a liner, had a faster ship for the mail.
Not as fast as this, Mr. Ismay. Never quite like this one, sir.
The pride of mankind, dominion over the sea. The dream of progress. It brings great honor to me to be the master
And the builder
and the owner of the largest moving object in the world.
Third class passengers, proceed at once to the gangway. Please bring your boarding documents and await further instructions.
Holy Mother God, is that a ship or a mountain? It looks long enough so a body could walk to America. I'm Catherine McGowan, but everyone calls me Kate.
I'm Kate too. Kate Mullins.
And I'm Kate Green, Kate Murphy.
It must be fate then.
It's not fate, it's Irish.
Are you traveling alone?
Not me. I've got a fella. See that good-looking one up ahead? I'm planning to marry him. When's that gonna be? Soon as I meet him. Call out my name. It's
To America we aim, to find a better life. We pray to make this trip. Let all our children's children know that this day long ago we dreamt of them and came aboard this ship for the maiden voyage, for the maiden voyage. Get us all aboard.
Second class passengers, proceed to C&E decks. Please contact the ship's purser to arrange dining assignments.
No, our captain, the national press has quite done justice to this. It's a sight for once in a lifetime.
Yes, a sight for once in a lifetime.
And the ships run away, Mary, now we do their miss.
It's a chance for once in a lifetime.
It's a chance for once in a lifetime. Can't wait to board that ship today. Be with her when she pulls away and takes her maiden sail. I must get on that ship, the largest, grandest on the earth, and I've reserved the bird to be aboard. Now point me toward that ship.
The finest people will attend. The best among them will befriend. They'll stand right next to us, be at my fingertip.
Great heads of state and millionaires who run the world affairs will all be there. I must get on that ship for the maiden voyage, for the maiden voyage. Get us all aboard.
First class passengers occupying the deluxe suites on A and B deck are requested to board this time.
Come back, Alice!
I gotta see the maker!
Colonel John Jacob Astor and Mrs. Astor are arriving now from the boat train direct from Waterloo Station. They proceed to their parlor suite A62.
Her name is Madeleine. She's John Jacob Astor's second wife. She's only 19 years old. Now she's married to a prominent man worth over $150 million and 29 years her senior. They've only been married 7 months. She's already 7 months pregnant. And the scandal was such, they ran away to Europe to avoid the publicity. Avoid the publicity.
Mr. and Mrs. Isidore Strauss may proceed to parlor suite B55.
Oh, aren't they nice? You never think my hoping is that he and his brother own Macy's department store. Oh, Macy's department store? Outright. And he was close advisor to President Grover Cleveland and served in the House of Representatives representatives 2 full terms. That's his wife for 40 years, named Ida. Sad, she hasn't been well. So the 2 of them have been wintering on the French Riviera. French Riviera.
Benjamin Guggenheim and party will find his customary suite on Aiden.
He made his money by smelting gold, spent it like water. $4,500 for the Louis Crétin suite, so he can live in luxurious inn with his latest mistress. And they call that justice? Oh, they call that justice?
Mr. and Mrs. George Weiner make the seat in Promenade Suite B51.
He's the richest man in Philadelphia.
Mr. and Mrs. John B. Thayer, Promenade Suite B58.
Vice President of the Pennsylvania Railroad.
Mrs. Charlotte Joy Cardoza, Suite B54.
Well, no one really knows who she is, but the newspaper said she booked the most expensive suite on the ship. She travels with 14 steamer trunks, her medicine chest, her personal pillows and sheets, and 4 little Pekingese dogs. So she must be somebody. She must be somebody.
Let's go. This is the very last call.
Lift up the ramp, let go the lines, raise up their colors and designs, prepare for casting off, and through the port we'll slip, each person standing at the rail, let one great thought prevail, one single prayer. God bless his ship.
All ashore, going ashore. All ashore, going ashore. I report this ship loaded and ready for sea.
Lower the gangways, Mr. Pittman.
Gangways lowered, Captain.
Make fast the tubs.
Tubs all fastened, sir.
Let go all the lines.
Let go the power lines. Let go the stern lines. Let go aft springs.
Tow her off, Mr. Pittman.
crossing on the Titanic. What am I supposed to tell them now? I'll be the laughingstock of Poughkeepsie. I don't believe this. If that isn't the story of my entire goddamn life.
We cleared Wolf Rock, sir. Thank you, Mr. Murdoch. What is our current course?
It's by north, 281 degrees, sir.
Steady she goes, Quartermaster.
Aye, aye, Captain.
And our current speed, Mr. Lighthole?
19 knots, sir.
Maintain 19 knots.
Aye, aye, sir.
Boiler rooms 1 through 6 maintain 60
sir, I do. Technically speaking, it can be considered wine. Not at sea, Mr. Israel. I'm terribly sorry, sir, but it appears that this bottle seems to have gone completely flat. I couldn't possibly allow you to drink it. Would you like me to fetch you another, Mr. Israel? Oh, never mind, let it go. Thank you, sir. And again, my apologies. Thank you, Mr. Edges. Yes, well, with or without champagne, I want to toast our ship to the Royal Mail Steamer Titanic. In the important round lake, she's bigger, grander, and safer than any ship in history. The greatest achievement in transatlantic navigation since the very first crossing 420 years ago. Andres, I'm glad you're here. I've just congratulated the three of us on a magnificent contribution to the 20th century. Progress, gentlemen, I give you progress. If you'll excuse us, Mr. Ismay, we have our duties. Agent, what's our present speed? 19 knots, Mr. Ismay. Really? I was supposed to be going faster than the clear land. I want us to make New York by Tuesday afternoon. Come, tell me, Andres. I understand that 22 knots is necessary for a 6-day crossing. Is Titanic capable of that speed? Come, Andres. You built the thing. Is Titanic capable of 22 knots?
Capable? Yes, sir. 23 perhaps, possibly a bit more.
Excellent!
But it is customary for a maiden voyage to proceed prudently.
It's the maiden voyage that creates news, damn it! And I tell this would create a legend. So answer me straight, Andrews. When can Titanic run at full capacity?
When the captain orders it, sir.
Then we must persuade him to do so, mustn't we? Actually, Mr. Ismay, I was about to give the order when you walked in. Increase speed to 20 knots, Mr. Murdoch.
20 knots, aye, sir. Engine room, increase steam to 71 revolutions of the wing propellers, Mr. Bell.
20 knots. Well, it's a start. Carry on, gentlemen, carry on. Watch your compass, Mr. Hitchens. You're beginning to drift off course. I don't think so, sir. Don't argue with me, man. If I say you're drifting off course, then you're bloody well off course.
Set your screws to 71, Mr. Barrett.
71? If you ask me, Mr. Bell, it's a mite too soon for 71.
Captain's orders, Mr. Barrett, unless you have any objections, that is.
Oh, it's his ship, isn't it? 71 it shall be. But I'll speak plain, Mr. Bell. If it were my ship, I wouldn't recommend her speed increase too quick.
Just do as you're told, Mr. Barrett.
She's sparkling clean, this newborn ship. But one old thing is clear. The orders they propose above, we execute down here. We'll watch from here as up above they'll catch a whiff of glory. This wonder ship may be brand new, but it's the same old story. Stoke the fire in the hold as the men draw back. Feed the heat in the hold as the men draw back, and the dust of the coal in the air is black, and a trickle of sweat runs down your back. And what are the boys from the Midlands doing here? Coal it is that makes the steam that runs the machines that run the world, that send the men below the ground to mine the coal each day. From Leicester and Nottingham, us lads who work down in the pit knew if you got above the ground you'd save your soul. And westward I knew I could run and ship out to sea, and there my new life was begun. And the screws are turning at 71. It became my dream to go out to sea. Further out from the mine you couldn't be, but born to the cold. the screws are turning at 72. Faster and faster we watch as we gain ever more. 73 and too soon it is 74. For the record speed I believe we strive. For the maiden trip that's too hard to drive. If you push your faster than 75, that is the truth, I swear.
Did you get a good look at John Jacob Astor? He looks exactly like his picture.
So do you, Alice.
Oh, Edgar, it is so exciting. Almost every famous millionaire in the entire world is on this ship. And to think, we'll actually be rubbing elbows with them. How impressed they'll all be when they hear all that you know about hardware.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't exactly count on rubbing elbows with them, Alice. They won't allow us peasants in the second class to go anywhere near the people in there.
Oh, well, what's the point of being on the same boat with them if we can't hobnob with them? I mean, it's bad enough we have to make do with that dinky stateroom. Oh, and the two silly little bunk beds.
Yes, well, we don't exactly have to use the top one, Alice.
Calm down, Edgar. I'm telling you, if it's the last thing I do, I'm going in there.
Damn it, Alice.
Language, Edgar.
They don't want us in there. They want us right here. This is all that we paid for, and it's all that we get.
It's not all I'm getting.
How would I know that sort of thing, Caroline? My father never had a corner on the market. All he ever had was a market on the corner. I warned you running away with me was going to be educational. Caroline, aren't you thrilled? Finally now, you'll see what second class looks like.
Oh, Charles, I love it when you're sarcastic. Makes me feel like we're a real married couple.
Well, why not? That's what we would be if your snob of a father had permitted it. And that's exactly what we will be the minute we arrive in America.
Darling, considering our living arrangements, everyone on board thinks we're already married.
You know perfectly well we would have separate cabins if I could have afforded them.
Yes, but separate cabins would have meant separate beds, Charles.
Yes, well, we made do with what we had, didn't we? You don't suppose we'll burn in hell for it, do you?
Oh, stop worrying, darling. In America, it's not a sin at all.
What is it?
Saving money.
prepared to greet our clientele. Our meeting is imminent. Our having just rung the dinner bell, it won't be a novelty. We mostly have seen them all before. Prepare for the usual. You should be aware of what's in store. We've served them on the Baltic and the Oceanic, Olympic and Majestic, and today's the same. There's nothing changed. Mr. Astor takes his toast dry. Mrs. Strauss likes the grouse with the sauce on the side, and the Weiners love kidney pie. Bring it hot, if it's not, they'll be fit to be tied. They're accustomed to the best of all that money buys. The world of free enterprise has given this privilege to the rich. When they're idle, they're entitled to the luxury which we provide. That's forever the source of our pride, which is why we're always there with our special form of care for every hungry millionaire. By now they've all arrived.
Sailing aboard the greatest ship that ever sailed the seas, the hull and the keel impervious, be stronger by degrees.
Magnificent crystal chandeliers protecting all the floors.
The ceiling is Jacobean, our decor the world adores. Remarkable ship, remarkable crew, remarkable speed. If you can be more to the phrase, it's what a remarkable range sees.
I'll never forget my last tour of India during the terror campaign of '97 to reopen Khyber Pass, when we were ambushed by 8,000 crazed, godless savages who attacked it without
Ancient! Have you ever had so many distinguished Americans in charge at one time? You know most of the ship, and of course, everyone knows the major.
Of course. Well, welcome aboard, Mr. Guggenheim. You're becoming quite a regular on the Atlantic route.
Yes, in point of fact, this is my 34th crossing.
Ancient! You told us how fast the company yesterday.
A 484, Mr. Isman.
Are you pleased with that?
Yes, sir, I am. It's better than I expected for our first day.
In that case, I'm sure we'll do it better today.
Begging your pardon, sir. Mr. Hitchens has requested his course.
Tell Mr. Hitchens to set course at west-northwest 292 degrees.
That's the northern track, sir.
I'm well aware of that. It will save us both coal and time. At least 3 hours.
3 hours? Oh, well done, Ancient.
A fellow was invented, seen through film, he calls a cellophane. Another has built a parachute for jumping out of an airplane. Remarkable things forever seen from out the human brain. Indeed, a remarkable age this is.
I don't believe I told you about my forced march to the Sudan during the winter of '85 to relieve the attack on the Chinese Gordon by the body and 6,000 of his crazed, godless savages who came down with their spears.
Ancient! You told us how miles were coming yesterday.
519, Mr. Isbeth.
Oh, much better.
Message, sir.
Who the devil are you?
Wireless operator Bride, sir. From the Marconi International Communication
What is it, Mr. Bride?
Message, sir. From the furnace liner up behind. 4 days of Halifax.
Thank you, Mr. Bride. I can read.
Right. Aye, aye, sir.
Keep the captain's table pristine. Here we seat the elite whom we happily serve. Here they dine on fine French cuisine. It's the creme de la creme, exclusive preserve. It's the pleasure of the leisure class's greatest wits to be with the captain's hits while taking their dinner on the sea. Giving deference to their preferences is our chief art. We play a part in a perfectly working machine. You should ever be aware this is a privilege great and rare, a special burden that we bear in our respective lives. But the proudest moment of my entire career came when I was 2 under Kitchener at Johannesburg, when an untold thousands of crazed, godless savages.
Mrs. Astor, I understand this was your first trip to Europe.
Certainly not her last, Mrs. Widener. Certainly not.
How did you find Paris, Mrs. Astor? Well, thank goodness I didn't have to. Jane knew right where it was.
Excuse me, Captain.
Yes, Mr. Lightoller.
Have you any instructions, sir, concerning our present speed?
Maintain 21 knots, Mr. Lightoller.
Yes, sir. 21 knots.
21 knots? Come, AJ. I promise you shall arrive in New York by Tuesday afternoon. At this rate, we'll never make it.
I'm afraid it's too soon for either of us to say, Mr. Ismay. I trust that you'll excuse me. Please, continue with your meals.
Oh, must you leave us, Captain?
Unfortunately, Mrs. Thayer, my duties on the bridge, though not nearly as pleasant as sitting here with you attractive ladies, requires my attention. Please, excuse me.
U.S. Steel is printing shares at 5 to 4. Monopoly makes the industry far better than before.
Attending the coronation of King George V was grand.
Remarkable Monica to fraud and innocent. Remarkable thoughts, remarkable times, remarkable lives. So much surprise and amaze. What a remarkable time! What a remarkable world! What a remarkable day!
Another communication cap. Ice swarming from Colonial.
Another one?
They spotted a large berg at 4150 north, 4952 west.
Hot opposition with the other reports we received.
It's directly on our new course, sir.
Not to worry. At least 600 miles off.
Still, don't you think that...
Not to worry. We'll keep a sharp eye out ahead. Oh, Mr. Murdoch, increase speed to 22 knots.
22, Captain?
Yes. Let's do everything we can to keep Mr. Ismay from returning to the bridge.
Yes, sir. Engine room, increase speed to 78 revolutions of the wing propellers, Mr. Bell.
Correct me if I am wrong, Mr. Murdoch, but you qualified for your master's papers at the age of 25. The youngest in the line's history, but here you are still without a ship of your own. What are you waiting for, Mr. Murdoch?
The master of a ship carries a heavy responsibility, Captain.
Every minute, Mr. Murdoch.
Just not certain I'm up to it, sir.
A captain must be certain of everything, even when he is not. And I'm as certain of that as I am that this is my final crossing. Captain, after 43 years of service, I've informed the line of my wishes to retire. But they asked me to stay on and see through the maiden voyage. My wife is disappointed, of course, but how could I refuse? Take over, Mr. Murdoch.
Thousands on board, each in his class. You are the master of all that must pass. Yours to set course, yours to command. You hold their souls in the palm of your hand. You hold their souls in the palm of your
Caroline, shouldn't we be changing for dinner?
I suppose so.
Then you go on, darling, unless you want me to do it first.
Charles, really, don't you think we'd start changing together? Considering we're already sleeping together.
Lady Caroline, is that you? I had no idea you were on board.
Mr. Etches, what a nice surprise. Mr. Etches, I'd like you to meet my new husband, Mr. Charles Poe. Charles, this is Mr. Etches. He first cabin steward on the Majestic when my family and I crossed last year.
Mr. Etches.
Mr. Clark, my congratulations, sir. And how's Lord Neville?
My father is quite well, thank you. When I last saw him.
Please give him my regards.
I really can't understand how I've missed seeing you before now, Lady Caroline.
Well, it is a very large ship, Mr. Edges, and we are on our honeymoon.
Ah, yes, I quite understand. Again, please accept my heartiest congratulations, Lady Caroline. Or shall I say, Mrs. Clark? I'm sure you'll both be very happy.
You couldn't quite say the words, could you, Lady Caroline?
What words?
Second class.
Really, Charles, you're being quite idiotic.
Why? Because all your father ever saw when he looked at me was the son of a greengrocer from Maida Vale, who went to the wrong schools and who won't ever be good enough for his precious daughter, even if I won the bloody Nobel Peace Prize?
No, because you're being quite idiotic.
Thanks very much.
What's the reason for that, then?
It encourages the rats.
We got rats on a brand new ship.
They're always the first aboard.
Well, they're welcome to have a part of my share. Sure, and the entire family couldn't have a week of just what I've been leaving on my plate. And all of it for free.
Free? Are you daft then? And why do you suppose they're charging us all 60 shillings for our passage? What do I need with all this fine cloth and electrical light?
Well, Jim Farrell, I'm gonna have fine cloth and electrical light when I get to America, including me own personal bathtub. I'm gonna rise straight to the top, I will, just like cream. I will be a proper person. People will look up to me. What a girl, that girl McGowan, Katie Violet Montgomery. I aspire to heights of glory in the new world that can be. In that grandest nation I'll stand tall. Reach my very highest hopes of all. I'm meant to have a real profession, I am. Me too. Me too. I want to be a lady's maid. Ladies' maid in America. In America, the streets are paved with gold. I want to be a governess. Governess in America. In America, it's better, I am told. I want to be a sewing girl in America. In America, I'll sew till I am old. There's a place called Chicago. I've seen it on the map. There's a place called Maryland. I've seen it on the map. There's a place in America called Albuquerque, and I'm hoping it's a bit like Donegal. Oh, I'm hoping that it is. There, I'm hoping that it is. Where my dreaming and my hoping and my scheming and my praying and my wishing to be happy will come true and not bad.
I want to be an engine are paved with gold. American streets are paved with gold.
I want to be a lady's maid.
Millionaire. Engineer. In America.
Better place for me and you. Better land to start anew. Better land for the baby. That I
Yes, it feels rather more like February than April.
Oh, stay, Bob. I've been looking for you out there. I want your opinion on how the crossing is going so far.
Not as well as I would have hoped, Mr. Ismay. We have a few problems.
Really? Such as what?
I'm disappointed in the water pressure for the upper decks, and the kitchen staff are complaining their sleeping quarters are overheated.
There's gratitude for you. In my father's day, you're not enough to get any heat at all. Now tell me, Archers, are you satisfied with present speed?
I think so, sir.
I don't mind telling you, but I'm very disappointed. The sea is calm, the weather's fair. Why are we going faster?
We're doing 22 knots, Mr. Ismay. That's better than any White Star ships ever managed.
On to be straight, Archies. You chaps are hauling the rope with the canard, too. Was Titanic intentionally designed that slow?
I really must protest the implications, sir. When your father ran the line, he demanded comfort and safety before speed. Canard may get their passengers there a bit faster, yes, but White Star gives them a far better ride.
It's a new world, Andrews. People want speed above everything else. Americans with gliders and dinner over the rail. But arriving in New York a day sooner.
Is there something you wanted to say, Ismay?
Hey, I was wondering if you could predict now with any certainty arriving in New York by Tuesday afternoon.
I can only say it's possible, sir.
Possible? But it's imperative, damn it! If we just stay off until Wednesday morning, our return to England will be delayed a full 24 hours. Titanic must be known as a 6-day ship. AJ, even the bloody crowds can do it. And if second-rate towns like Deutschland and Kaiser Wilhelm can turn around in a fortnight, then some bygone shall wait.
I'm sure we will do everything we can, Mr. Ismay.
Splendid. That's all one can ask, isn't it?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Who's there?
Barrett. Barrett! The stoker, I remember.
Well, Barrett, welcome to the most important place in the entire ship. What can I do for you?
I heard you could actually send a message back to England.
You heard right, all right. Sitting right here, I can communicate with important people all over the world.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll explain how it works, but I'm afraid. Hold on. Iceberg warning from the Baltic. That's your old ship.
Yeah?
Yeah, as you can see, I'm very busy, Barrett, so what is it you want?
Well, shouldn't the captain know about the iceberg then?
Not to worry. I already sent them half a dozen warnings just like it. If you ask me, they don't know what the bloody hell they're doing up there! Pardon my French. As they say in the telegraphy business, you can't be a radio operator and remain a Christian.
So, how much would it cost to send a message to my girl in England? Sort of a romantic message.
Very pretty, but minimum rate's £2, 4 pence.
2 bloody quid! That's twice what they pay me to America and back.
Hold on. Maybe I can offer a professional discount.
Yeah, what did that cost?
Nothing. I'll never know the difference.
It's very much. You must be a romantic sort of person yourself.
Romance, not me. See, Telegraphy and romance don't mix. How can I communicate with just one person when I have the entire world talking to me? I'll need her name and address.
Oh, Darlene Watkins. Billsthorpe, Nottinghamshire. Here, what's that you're doing?
Darlene Watkins, Billsthorpe, Nottinghamshire. So what's the rest of it?
I don't know. It's got to be just the right thing. Darlene's sort of funny, you see. She said if I didn't take her serious, she knew someone who would. And I'm not due back for 2 weeks yet. So I better come straight out with it. I'll be coming back to you, darling. Back to your dark eyes and hair. Marry me when I return, darling. And until that day, my love, take care, be thee well. May the Lord who watches all watch over thee. May God's heaven be your blanket as you softly sleep. Marry me when you're finally in my arms, you'll plainly see this devoted sailor's heart and soul are yours to keep. Yours to keep.
Every day from G-N-O-M, good morning, old man. It's G-N-O-M, good night, old man. My telegraph sends its messages to ships at sea, sending out its dit-dit-dot-dit-dot-dit, dit-dit-dot-dit-dot-dit, dit-dit-dot-dit-dot-dit. I was young and shy, detached and sad, spent my days indoors, a homebound lad, hardly spoke, few friends, I kept myself to myself, quite alone. Then I found Marconi's telegraph, it could span the planet with my mouth, 50 yards, 2,000 miles, the same touch, the smile, sound, the tone. In my night came alive with 1,000 voices fighting to be heard, and each and every one of them connected to me. In my life came alive with 1,000 voices tapping out each word, like 1,000 people joined with a single heartbeat, tapping out a dit-dit-dot-dit-dot-dit, dit-dit-dot-dit-dot-dit, dit-dit-dot-dit-dot, everywhere. Marry me, so like 1,000 voices. May God's heaven be your blessing as you sleep. And every one of them connected to me. Marry me, so like 1,000 voices. May the Lord who watches all watch over thee. Tapping out a dit-dit-dot-dit-dot-dit. Marry me, dit-dit-dot-dit-dot-dit. Marry me, dit-dit-dot-dit-dot. Signed, Fred. Message received.
All first-class passengers are invited to the boat deck, where Mr. Wallace Hartley and his ensemble will be playing out of doors for your entertainment. And now, let us conclude our service with hymn number 27, God Lift Me Up.
God lift me up in mighty waters, keep my eyes on things above, righteousness, divine atonement, peace and everlasting love.
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone up and out, follow the band and shout, isn't it a lovely day?
Yes!
Watching all the ladies in Parisian fashions on display.
Youngest Hartley is great, Prince Hartley in rhythm and can never lie.
It's a musical treat to hear a melody performing their things is right.
My friends, so good to see you once more. How long since we first met? Has it been 3 days or 4? It seems like so much longer than a little weekend drive on the ship by ourselves on this glorious afternoon, doing the latest rap. I love the cool of the breeze, feel the rhythm of the song in your knees, promenading along its your knees like a feather in the air. Is that a hint of a tune? When you're dancing outdoors, it's a thrill. Keeps your heart beating healthy still. Take a partner if you dare. Everyone is bursting with emotion, dancing as you cross the mighty ocean, moving to the rhythm of the latest track. Come on and dance with me, please. Feel the rhythm of the song in your knees, promenading along its your knees like a feather in the air. Is that a hint of a tune? When you're dancing outdoors, it's so thrill. Keeps your body and healthier still. Take a partner if you dare. Ladies and gentlemen, the Domingos. Out on the well-lit ship's personnel deck, feel all the ocean's spray. No on the upper hotel deck, go on the swell deck, great for your déjeuner. Turn the corner on the pole. All of the rest passé. Now the band is setting, the ragtime setting will take you away. Everyone up and out, nobody lag about, let your darkest spirits fly. Swing the wheels on the side, you're playing for time. We got a level who's better on gentlemen, any other ship can ride. So take your other hand and let the kids go back. Today's latest track, we're dancing out on the melting ship's personnel deck. Feel all the ocean spray. On the upper hotel, they go on the swell deck. Keep all your cares away. Corner on the wall, parallel, the great demoiselle deck. Watch all the girls sashay. That's ragtime music will take you away. That's all the melting ship's personnel deck. All the ocean spray. On the upper hotel, they go on the swell in the air. Is that all? Hotel fashion, represents that pose. It's such a presentation. Great demoiselle, watch all the girls sashay. Everyone is bursting with emotion, dancing as we cross the mighty ocean. Hasn't it been absolutely great to dance the latest ride?
Alice, I have been looking for you everywhere! You know you're not supposed to be here! What have you been up to?
Afternoon dancing.
Afternoon dance.
Yes, it's what they call the déjeuner.
Yes, well back home it's what we call a crock of shit! Come along, little girl. I don't think that we belong here.
Applesauce, Edgar. I have danced with the first class, Edgar. It was such a dream come true.
That class isn't for our kind Alice.
That won't do. better than anybody else. Take the Widener's of Philadelphia, for example. I stood right next to them. Oh, they have this most handsome son, Harry, the Harvard man. I tell you the God's honest truth, Edgar, I'd let that boy marry our Lucy in a second.
Well, that's half the battle.
You can make fun all you want, Edgar, but I want more out of life than Indianapolis, Indiana.
That's why I scheduled this trip, Alice, to show you the world.
Oh, I don't want to see the world, Edgar. There's so many other places I'd rather see first. There are hotels on islands, Edgar. Great resorts near sandy beach.
That's a world that's beyond our income and our reach. You ever give up that view?
I want more than we've got now, Edgar. Why don't you?
I don't know, Alice. What do you suggest we do about it?
I don't know, Edgar. I'm going for a walk now, Edgar. I need to be alone.
Thank you, Mr. Lightoller. Hold your course, Vauxhall West, northwest 292 degrees.
West, northwest 292 degrees. Aye, sir.
Mr. Murdoch, what is our current speed? Steady 22 knots, sir.
And have there been any mechanical difficulties since reaching that speed, sir?
No, sir, none at all.
Very good. Increase speed to 23 knots.
Captain, there's been another large iceberg warning. Mescal reports a large berg at 42 degrees north.
42. That's in total agreement with all the other reports we received. Except for this one. It's a French liner, La Tourette. 41 degrees. Now that puts us a good deal closer, doesn't it? How do you explain the difference, Mr. Murdoch?
Must have been an error in transmission, sir.
Oh, the radio. I'll never accept the damn thing.
I'm afraid it's here to stay, sir.
Which means we'll soon be taking all orders from dry, safe little offices on shore.
It's a brand new world, Captain.
Thank God I won't be around to see it. 23 knots, Mr. Murdoch.
23 knots, aye, sir. Engine room, increase steam to 81 revolutions of the wing propellers, Mr. Bell.
I'm waiting, Mr. Strauss.
For what?
For you to tell me why you radio messaged our son Jesse.
Because he and his cousin Nathan want to make Macy's the largest retail store in the world. They even want to give away catalogs like Sears and Roebuck. It's totally insane.
What did you tell him?
To go ahead. It's a new world out there, Mrs. Strauss. I don't pretend to understand it.
Good evening, sir. Henry Etches, first class steward.
Edgar Bean, second class passenger.
Bean? I know that name.
You may have run into my wife. She likes dancing with millionaires.
Ah, yes, quite so, sir. My condolences.
That's a far off look I'm seeing in your eye, Kate. What far off place is it you're looking at? America or Ireland?
If you must know, I was thinking about a friend of mine. A very dear friend. It seems she left home because she'd made a mistake. A mistake she couldn't get rid of.
She should have been more careful.
What did you tell him?
Well, maybe I'll run for Congress again. Hey, you know, I really liked it there. And the best part is, you don't have to know anything.
It appears that she wants more out of life than I can give her.
Isn't that always the way, sir? I had a wife once.
What happened?
Nothing. I still have her. In all my years, I never saw it so calm.
Is it my imagination, or are we going faster than ever before?
If my friend were here instead of me, Jim, what would you say to him?
Well, I'd say, what would I call her then?
We're all named Kate, you know that.
Then I'd say, Kate, do you know who the father is?
What a sound question! What did you take her for?
And he didn't want to go with her? Decent work being hard to find, odds are he didn't want to leave his job.
His wife. So tell me, Jim Farrell, could a decent fella look after a woman who already has a bit of a family?
Oh, well made, sir. Sir, that'll cost us some.
Short deal, Major. Sir Rogers, your reputation as a fine horse player as well. Played an exceptional game.
Thank you, sir.
Either that, or you're uncommonly lucky.
Bridge isn't a game of chance, Mr. Astor.
Reminds me of the time I was playing bridge with Lord Raglan during the Caribbean campaign, and out of nowhere came
10 grand crazed godless savages.
You know, I've been told on very good authority that there are professional gamblers aboard. Card shoppers who make their living traveling back and forth the Atlantic.
Oh, gambless nonsense. Where did these rumors start?
Oh, you can be sure they're here, Major. How could they pass up an opportunity of fleecing a passenger list like this one? I've even heard talk of the notorious J. Yates is aboard.
I don't remember seeing his name on the passenger list.
Well, you wouldn't, would you? But I'll give you 10 to 1. He's here somewhere.
Nothing to spy things by. No wave, no swell, no light where sea meets sky. Stillness, darkness, can't see a thing, says I. No reflection, not a shadow, not a glint of light meets the eye. And we go sailing, sailing, ever westward on the sea. We go sailing, sailing, ever on the wing.
It's a beautiful night, Mr. Strauss, even though there's no moon. Look at all those stars. Can you find the Big Dipper?
The Big Dipper? I can't even find our own staterooms. Every time I go out for a walk, finding my way back is an adventure.
Maybe you should draw breadcrumbs.
Can you feel us bullets getting up, Mrs. Strauss? All in the past couple of hours. Would you like me to get your first home?
What? And maybe never see you again? I'd rather freeze.
Are you golden, Katie?
Not now that you've got your arm around me.
But I don't now. Oh! You're a funny one, Kate McCallum.
Not funny, thanks very much.
Because you come right out with what you want.
And you find that funny, do you? What kind of girl do you think I am?
quite changed, Mr. Light told her.
Yes, sir, it's turned very cold. Only 1 point above freezing.
Ocean temperature's down to 31 degrees, Captain.
Tell the carpenter to check our supply of fresh water. Then warm the engine room to watch the steam winches.
Aye, aye, sir.
Not much wind now, is there?
No, sir, it seems to be a flat call.
And we go sailing, sailing,
as polished glass, how the earth seemed on the fighting as polished glass.
Well, good night, gentlemen. Keep a watch out. The naked eye. That's something you can depend on.
Night, Captain.
Good night.
Crow's Nest, this is the bridge. Keep your eyes peeled for ice.
Applying to the sports desk of an important New York newspaper. I'm sure they could use a journalist with my experience.
But you don't know a thing about American sports, do you, darling?
It's not terribly complicated, really. Our rugger is similar to their football, you see. Except, for some reason, their chaps need to wear a great deal of padding.
They sound like an eminently sensible race.
Let us the Pope, so that's why we're going there.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Madam, this happens to be the smoke.
So I see.
Women are not permitted in the first class saloon.
Well, don't look so shocked, gentlemen. There's a new world out there.
There's a new world out where?
Mr. Hartley, that's a new medal. What's it called?
Autumn, Mum. Autumn, shall we all meet in the autumn? Golden and glowing like autumn. Shall we still be best of friends, best of friends?
Gentlemen, let me introduce myself. My name is...
Miss Charlotte Cardozo. I know who you are, madam. Recently widowed with considerably generous inheritance.
And I know about you, Mr. Astor. Recently remarried to a considerably younger wife.
I see you enjoy shocking people, madam. I've heard you described as a modern woman by people who do not mean it as a compliment.
And I've heard you described as the world's greatest monument to unearned income.
Let breezes blow and turn cold as we continue growing old. This autumn, love will be found in us.
So, gentlemen, what do you say? I happen to play an excellent game of auction bridge. May I join you?
Where is your sense of occasion, madam? I understand you just recently lost your husband.
Yes, but not at cards. Oh, and another thing. Would you mind putting out those dreadful cigars?
So, Kate McGowan, what modest things are you going to say to me next, then?
I'm gonna say, Jim Farrell, will you marry me?
For the love of God, Kate. I know it's the new world we're going to, but we haven't gotten there yet. Don't you leave anything for the man to say.
He could have said yes. We're gonna need each other when we get there, me boyo. And the baby's gonna need a dad, so we better settle it right now. Will you say yes, then?
Well, I might as well. Odds are you wouldn't take no for an answer anyway. So, Kate, aren't you going to throw me down and kiss me?
Ahead we plow into the darkening night. Can't see the bow, how
misty eye. And we go sailing, sailing, ever westward on the seas. We go sailing, sailing, ever on the wing.
The engines have stopped. By God, I think you're right.
Wake up! Wake up!
Mr. Etches, why have we stopped?
I couldn't say, Mr. Guggenheim, but I don't suppose it's anything much.
Mr. Etches, is something wrong?
I couldn't say, madam. Just following orders.
Wake up! Wake up!
The graves are below the waterline on the starboard side.
How far is it then?
I don't know yet. All stations, damage report. Exact contact was at 11:40 p.m. One of us should write this down on the log.
If we only raised it, it couldn't be that bad.
We have nothing to worry about, have we?
Report, Mr. Murdoch.
so, sir. Starboard side. Low water line. You don't yet know the exact extent of the damage, but I'm taking the liberty of rousing the passengers.
We wouldn't want that wearing life preserves. They can at least use a drill. We haven't had one yet, have we?
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
First class passengers, proceed at once to the salon. Please bring your life preservers and await further instructions.
George, look at the headphone on deck. Must be a ton of it.
Be a sport, John. Chip a piece off of my drink.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain would greatly appreciate it if you would all proceed to the Grand Salon. And please, dress warmly.
Sir, we've taken water, we've taken damage in boilers 4, 5, and 6. In 6, the water's already up to the knees.
Close water tight doors and see that the pumps are activated. Then rouse the power with a solid ship.
It's all done, sir.
What's our position, Mr. Murdoch? Mr. Murdoch, our position!
Latitude 44 degrees, 41 minutes north. Longitude 50 degrees, 24 minutes west of 7.
Inform the radio room. For God's sakes, Murdoch, let go of the helm. We're dead in the water.
Sorry, sir.
Second class passengers, proceed to the first class salon. Please bring your life preservers and await further instructions.
Steward, why is the ship stopped?
I understand an iceberg scratched some of her new paint, and the captain doesn't want to go on till she's fixed up good as new.
Well, then I think I'll stay in my cabin and finish my book.
I'm afraid you'll have to go to the first class Grand Salon right away, madam, the captain's orders.
Come along, Alice. Now's your chance to mingle with the swells.
Please, you must get your life preservers right away.
Oh,
There's no time to lose.
Oh, no. I can't go up there looking like this. I've got to fix my face.
The ship will be fixed long before that, Alice.
Major, why have you stopped? I want an immediate explanation.
Struck an iceberg, Mr. Ismay.
That was pretty good affairs, wasn't it?
Trying to assess the damage, sir.
Thomas, what Thomas?
Taking your water in the boilers, I've closed the watertight doors, and I'm quite certain that everything is under control.
I'll trust you on the way as soon as possible.
Mr. Andrews is doing a complete inspection of the ship. If you'll just be patient, sir, we'll have his report as soon as it is ready.
In the meantime, Captain, let's hear what they tell all the passengers.
Third class passengers, fore and abaft of the well deck. Please bring your life preservers and await further instructions.
What is it? What's going on?
There was a terrible scraping noise, and then we just stopped.
What am I supposed to do now?
We go upstairs and have a look.
You'll wait down here like you're told.
Yes, Mr. Andrews.
There's a series of small gashes below the waterline stretching 300 feet along the starboard side. There's water in the forepeak, in the 1, 2, and 3 holds, in the mailroom, and in 3 of the boiler rooms. In all, 6 of the 16 compartments have been breached.
Well, that's all right. You assured us the compartments are watertight.
She was designed to stay afloat with any 3 flooded, perhaps even 4, but certainly not 6.
Andrews, what are you saying?
Titanic is sinking, Mr. Ismay.
Nonsense. God himself couldn't sink this ship.
How long is she left, Mr. Andrews?
An hour and a half, Captain. 2 at the most.
The always see. Can you be sure? Do you ever know where you are?
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain would greatly appreciate it if you were all wearing your life belts.
Mr. Etches, over here, Mr.
Right
Etches.
with you, Mr. Ash.
Mr. Etches, what the devil is going on?
Tell me straight, man. Are you in any danger?
Danger, Mr. Guggenheim. On this ship. Mr. Aston, please, your life belt. Mr. Guggenheim, please put it on now. Captain's orders, ladies and gentlemen, wear your life belts. This is why if you would, man. Well, we must insist now. It's a mere formality, there is no cause for concern. We'll be on our way, a mighty lay now. A simple precaution, a moment of rest. We'll be on our way, we hardly need stay now. In a moment or two, she'll be right again, traveling west.
See here, Mr. Etches, I demand to know exactly what's going on.
The latest word, sir, seems to be that she's damaged one of the wing propellers. And we could be delayed for an entire day, sir.
I don't like the way this sounds.
Not a bit, not a bit, not a little bit.
We spent £1,800.
Not a bit, not a bit, not a little bit. This is not the sort of a voyage we paid for. I demand to know what the ship is delayed for right now.
How could this ever have come to pass?
Christ, look who's here, it's the second class.
What did I tell you, Edgar? Everybody? Who's anybody?
You are the only one here I don't recognize.
Everything is gorgeous in the Grand Salon, stunningly appointed for the crew. Thousands of bucks get a trip deluxe without par. Dressed in your
pajamas in the Grand Salon. What's your name is our see. How the lights burn every crystal that is a star. We'll be on our way.
It's a mere formality. Where you are, we'll be on our way. I'm on a day now. We'll be on our way. We hardly need to stay now. Any minute now. Any minute. Any minute now. Any minute now. We'll be on our way. We'll be on our way. We'll be on our way, our way, our way.
Jim Farrow, are you down there? It's blocked up here, we can't get through. What the hell are we supposed to do? Jim Farrow, where have you got to?
Over here, Kate. Look here, Kate. There's water running on the floor. See it coming underneath the door. And I think behind it there's lots more. It's 2 feet deep in the men's dormitory. The boat's sinking.
What are we supposed to do then? Drown with all the other rats? Don't be daft.
There's lifeboats, they're up there. I've seen them in a snapshot.
Me too, Kate. Me 3, Kate. How the hell do we get up there? How the hell do we get through that gate? How long are we supposed to wait? Who the hell is looking out for us?
What are you people doing down here? Don't you know the ship's on her way down?
Who are you then?
Frederick Barrett, Stoker, we've got to get to the lifeboats.
What do you think we're trying to do, man?
We're goners for sure if we can't get to those lifeboats.
We'll have to find another way then.
What other way? I never seen no other way.
I know one. I snuck up to the radio room yesterday and I didn't get caught neither.
How could such a terrible thing happen to such a marvelous ship? Some marvelous ship.
Oh, hurry up before we all drown.
You wait and see, we're going on that path to swim to America.
This ship could smash into 100 icebergs and we wouldn't feel it.
I've never been in an open boat in my entire life.
Last week in Vienna, fortune teller told me to beware of the waterline.
Charles, promise we'll stay together no matter what.
I promise, darling.
As long as he like, I'll stay right where we are.
My diamond! I forgot my diamond!
Never mind, Maddie. We'll buy you much better ones when we get to New York.
This reminds me of the time I was on the China Sea during the Boxer Rebellion in 1900. And our ship was attacked by a godless horde of delayed pirates.
Mrs. Cardoza, if anything should happen to me, I'd be very grateful if you deliver this letter to my sister in Ohio.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be fine, Mr. Rogers.
I count things, ma'am. I count cards, I count lifeboats. There aren't enough. I want my sister to know I was aboard this ship.
But your name is on the passenger list, Mr. Rogers.
My actual name is J. Yates.
The famous car sharper. Well, I won several $100s from you.
Our game was interrupted.
Captain!
Yes, Mr. Andrews.
I'm sure it hasn't escaped your notice, sir. There are in excess of 2,200 souls on this ship.
I'm well aware of that.
But room for less than 1,000 in the lifeboats.
I did not design the ship, Mr. Andrews.
And I didn't instruct the line on the number of boats.
Clearly 20 was enough to satisfy the line. How many will we need for every man, woman, and child aboard?
54. But the line felt that anything over 20 would have taken away too much deck space from the first class. And that means that more than half of us are going to die in approximately 90 minutes.
Not if a ship arrives.
Do you know of one?
I was just on my way to find out.
Captain, first class and second class passengers are proceeding to the boat deck. Third class passengers are awaiting below on the well deck.
Captain, I don't think the passengers and crew fully comprehend the predicament we're in yet. You'll have to tell them, of course.
Tell them what, Mr. Andrews? That over 1,200 of them are already dead? I think not, sir. It would be a general panic. People would kill each other to survive.
Awaiting instructions, sir.
What? I want you on deck and loading lifeboats.
But the third class passengers, sir,
that is not your concern, Mr. Lightoller.
Yes.
Are you taking it upon yourself to decide who lives and who dies? I will remind you, while you are captain, you were not hired to play God.
Then let it be God who decides.
It appears God is already leaning toward the first class.
How so?
They're closest to the lifeboats, aren't they?
Well, maybe he will even the score by sending us a ship.
CQD, Titanic. CQD, situation critical. Repeat, situation critical.
Radio man, have we reached any ships?
Can't you see I'm busy? Go bother the captain.
This is the captain.
Sorry, sir.
Sit down, Mr.
Bride, sir. The Marconi International Communications.
Sit down, Mr. Bride.
Yes, sir.
And continue.
Yes, sir.
Have you reached any ships in the immediate vicinity, Mr. Bride?
6 or 7, sir. The closest seems to be the Carpathia, Canard Line.
I know Carpathia, Mr. Bride.
They acknowledged our CQD at 11:58 p.m. They say they have turned and are coming home.
How far is she?
58 miles, sir.
That's more than 4 hours.
The Carpathia can't be the only ship, Mr. Bride.
There was one other, sir, the Californian. Her signal was much stronger than the others. It put her maybe within 10 miles, but since the accident, she hasn't responded.
Why not?
I don't know, sir.
AJ, you've got to do something! What do you suggest, Mr. Ismay? We need another ship here immediately. I'm afraid the closest one is 4 hours away.
4 hours? We'll be on the bottom by then.
You said there might be another, the Californian. She may be close by.
I'm sure she is, sir, but still no response.
Why not? You must demand a response.
Those smaller ships only carry one radio man, sir. He must have signed off and gone to bed.
Keep trying, for God's sake.
There is a new distress call. SOS. It's hardly ever been used, and I figured that maybe...
Try anything you like, Mr. Bride. You must rouse that ship.
SOS! Titanic! SOS! Come in, Californian. Where are you, old man? Why the hell won't you answer me?
Surely something can be done to help us.
Thousands on board, trusting and warm, roused from their sleep, unsinkable ship. What is she now? What is she now?
Possibly a ship will come. Possibly all will be saved. Possibly all this could come to an end on a positive note.
Not unless the ship could fly. Not unless we all sprout wings. Honestly, sir, I have built her from scratch, and I know certain things.
If you know so much, why didn't you know to prevent this? What's to become of us all now that prominence sent this? This is your work, Mr. Andrews. You have got us in. Where's her legal bucket? Where's her double skin? That's your job. Is someone must take the blame. It is you.
Innocent folk, held in our care, living their lives, dreaming their dreams, dreaming their dreams.
Possibly a ship will come. Possibly all will be saved.
Damn it, sir, listen, we're hemorrhaging fast. It's our hole that's been staved.
Pretty decided right. Whoever can steal that lips.
It's me, I'm just in the business of building. It's God who sinks ships.
There sends the captain who sailed us straight into disaster.
Oh, now it's the captain's turn, pray, who urged him to go faster. Why then, thank you, Mr. Easton, for your contribution. Now please pray for some miraculous solution. Your timing is perfect. Now help us, please, if you can.
Who called for speed and to break every record? Who had to keep all the millionaires happy?
How dare you, Smith? I will not stand here indicted. Who ignored warnings when icebergs were sighted? Who, sir, refused to extend up the bulkheads?
You, sir, to give the first class bigger staterooms.
And who undermined the position of captain?
And who took a course too far north for the season?
And who kept insisting we land in a schooner?
And who had your hands on the largest and fastest?
Who did it?
Who did it?
Who did it?
Who did it? Possibly the Lord will act.
Possibly he will provide. And indicate how our unthinkable fate can be somehow denied. Somehow denied. Your work, no one else's.
My doing, no one else's.
There's only one captain and I was in charge. This is my ship. No one else's.
Women and children will now commence boarding the lifeboats.
Men will please stand back.
inside? I can, sir. I was a fisherman by trade.
Then get in there, hurry!
That I will, sir. Thank you, sir. Sorry, mate.
Good luck to you, mate.
Alice, get into the boat.
Oh, Edgar, I'm sorry for all those horrible things that I said.
As soon as I say them, get into the boat.
I love you, Edgar.
Why'd you give up your seat, man? You'll never get a place now.
He's a passenger, isn't he? They're the ones who are paying our wages.
Do you think, perhaps, that we have this coming?
The hell you say?
For God's sakes, Benjamin, what have we ever done?
I can't help remembering something Balzac wrote. He said, "In every great fortune lies a great crime." So, let's confess it. Who wants to start?
Now that water looks colder than a polar bear's keister.
And it won't be long before we're up to it in ours. Edgar Bean, hardware.
Jay Yates, gambler.
Now that must be an interesting profession.
How about a game of two-handed stud to pass the time?
Sure, why not?
I warn you, I cheat.
So what? I'm not going to pay you.
So, that was your wife you were saying goodbye to then?
Almost. We were supposed to be married when we got to New York.
Yeah, I too was to be married when I got back to England.
It seems we're both going to wind up bachelors.
It could be worse, sir.
Really? How?
At least we're not making any widows, are we?
Good point. What would you gentlemen say to a good stiff drink?
I would say that one is not nearly enough.
Also, would like to have a lunch, Captain.
Thank you. You have a remarkably sunny disposition, boy. How old are you?
14, sir.
I was a cabin boy at 14. What are you called?
Edward, sir.
Really? So am I.
All of the ladies in first class, except one, are safely away, Captain.
Thank you, Mr. Hedges.
I'm afraid most of the gentlemen we all know are still aboard. There's no hope, I suppose. I see. Who could have imagined it, sir? Everyone said she was unsinkable.
Mr. Ismay was fond of boasting that Titanic was her own lifeboat.
It must have been before he used one of the little ones to save his own skin.
Above all, the man wanted a legend. By God, now he's got one.
Captain, I want you to know that I take full responsibility for what happened. I was the ranking officer on the bridge at the time of... If I were a fit master, I'd have rammed the iceberg head on. We'd have staved the bow, perhaps, and lost a few lives, but the ship would have survived.
I'm sure you did what you thought was best at the time, Mr. Murdoch.
You expected more of me, sir. You had every right, but your expectations were misplaced.
Truth is, I've been uncommonly lucky. In all of my years, I've served on them all the White Star ships. And I've never been in, or even seen a shipwreck, or any other calamity worth speaking of.
Thousands on board, each in his class. You are the master of all that must pass. Yours to set course, yours to command. You hold our souls in the palm of your hand. You hold our souls in the palm of your
Are you cold, Mama?
It seems I'm always cold now.
Come. Let me blow on your fingers.
Oh, save your breath.
What for?
Mrs. Strauss.
Mr. Regis.
Mr. Strauss, a glass of champagne, perhaps.
Champagne? Why? Do you think we have something to celebrate?
I brought the Cristal 1898. It's the last bottle left.
Oh, it'd be a shame to open it.
Under these circumstances, madam, I think it'd be a shame not.
Won't you join us for a glass?
Later, perhaps, sir. I still have my regular people to attend. May I just say it's been a great pleasure over the years serving you both.
To us?
Who else? You know, you're still a pretty good-looking fellow.
I would have to be to keep such a beautiful wife. Still, the way I love you, still
lives in my heart.
After all of the years we've been together,
holding our love still, the way you move me still feels as it did when you first became mine. Whisper the words I will. I loved you then, and I always still.
only you would play your role forever in my
Companion of my soul, I won't turn from you. I learn from still through fortune's changes still. Oh, that we've known that the promise we made kept us as one. And will. I loved you then, and I love you still.
I declare this vessel lost. From now on, it is every man for himself.
Just a cursory look at the blueprints here shows the weaknesses we have missed. How the water poured in a 300-foot gash and caused the bow to flood and to list. And then it filled to the top of separate watertight compartments and began to overflow because the walls in between these compartments are too low. She's only sinking because these bulkheads stop a deck too low. Here's a thought. Take a line and extend up the walls to the brink. It's just a small redesign. But when it's done, then I know she can't sink. Like this. Like this. Like this. And then like this.
Mr. Andrews, aren't you gonna make a go for it? Mr. Andrews!
The ship will stop to plunge beneath the surface. The water lapping at our feet. Down sinks the bow, flies the stern to the sky. The panicked people in retreat. 1,000 strong, they'll climb up toward the aft deck. They'll cling there desperately like bees to a hive. There, they'll hold fast, doomed to the last, lost and abandoned, and all still alive. A few of them will hang there from the railings, as one by one they'll drop away. More than 250 feet they will fall, and after that I cannot say. I will not say. The resting swans will humanity alone will prevail. One single class, brute, harsh, and crass, that's what will come of the world that sets sail. Autumn, shall we all meet in the autumn? Shall we all meet in the
One minute the boat was there, and then she was gone.
There were over 1,000 souls floundering in the freezing water.
We wanted to go back for them, of course, to pick them up, but
They would swamp us, and none of us could survive.
The sound we made was deafening, like there was an entire football stadium out there in the dark somewhere. And then, after half an hour, we stopped. I'm ashamed to say I was relieved.
I'd have taken this lifeboat. Would have got everything.
There were more than 450 empty seats in the lifeboats.
Awful and north some rain, middle of the ocean, awful in the dark.
If only I'd seen the iceberg before it was too late.
If only they hadn't kept increasing speed.
If only California heard my call. Instead of KBM, you could have saved every man, woman, and child born.
There were nearly 95 miles from that.
When dawn came, we could see ice floating in water. So painful came, and hundreds of dead ships floating in water. And all of them poor women and children in third class who never even made it to the lifeboats.
All 50 billboards, not more than 15 years old, went slowly to their deaths without remembering.
All those musicians kept on playing in autumn, right to the very end.
Out of 711 survivors, 1,517 souls lost their lives.
Including the man for my husband. And my husband.
And my husband. And my husband.
And my husband.
In a matter of only a few minutes, the largest living object on Earth had totally disappeared.
The perfection of physical engineering. At once a poem. And the perfection of physical engineering.